Some movies hit like a slow burn, hazy and meandering, capturing the raw chaos of youth in a way that feels less like fiction and more like a stolen memory from your wildest high school nights. Dazed and Confused, Richard Linklater's 1993 gem set on the last day of school in 1976 Texas does exactly that. A rebellious time capsule at cruising parking lots, dodging paddles, and chasing that fleeting sense of freedom before adulthood crashes the party. It looks effortless, like a bunch of kids just hanging out with the camera rolling, but behind the bell-bottoms and bongs were stories of near firings, real-life partying, and a budget so tight it could snap. These 20 weird facts will make you see this cult classic in a whole new light. Let's cruise through them. Number 1. Almost the entire cast was unknown when filming began. Most were paid about $100 a day. Linklater wanted authenticity over star power, scouting Austin locals and fresh faces who looked like they could blend into a 1970s yearbook. Ben Affleck, Parker Posey, Mila Jovovich, and even an uncredited Renee Zellweger were all pre-fame, scraping by on meager paychecks that barely covered gas for their beat-up cars. Affleck later joked it felt like summer camp with cameras, but this gamble paid off, turning nobodies into icons while keeping the film's raw, unpolished vibe intact. No wonder it feels so real. These weren't actors playing teens. They were broke kids living a dream. Number 2. Matthew McConaughey's famous, "All right, all right, all right" line was improvised and launched his career. Originally a minor character with just a few lines, Wooderson exploded thanks to McConaughey's spontaneous chant, inspired by Jim Morrison's rhythm in a Doors song he was listening to before the take. Linklater loved it so much he kept it in, expanding the role on the fly. McConaughey, fresh from film school and spotted at a bar by the casting director, turned this ad-lib into his signature mantra, repeating it in music videos and even his Oscar speech years later. It wasn't just a line. It was the spark that ignited McConaissance. Number 3. The film was shot in just 25 days on a tiny budget of $6.9 million. Linklater hustled through a grueling schedule in Austin's sweltering heat, cramming endless night shoots and improvised scenes into a timeline that left everyone exhausted. With no room for reshoots, the low budget forced creative shortcuts, like using real locations and thrift store wardrobes. Yet, this constraint birthed magic. The film's loose documentary feel comes from that frantic pace, proving you don't need blockbuster cash to capture timeless teen angst. It barely broke even at the box office, but hey, quality over quantity. Number 4. Ben Affleck has openly admitted he was miserable during filming and hated his character. Playing the sadistic bully O'Banion, Affleck channeled real aggression that scared his co-stars, but off-camera, he loathed the role's meanness, feeling it typecast him as a jerk. He even mounted his character's paddle on the wall of the real top-notch Burgers location as a twisted memento. The hazing scenes hit too close to home for Affleck, who drew from his own high school experiences, making the shoot a personal nightmare. Ironically, it was this discomfort that made his performance so chillingly authentic. Number 5. Chaotic is an understatement. Parker Posey called the shoot chaotic and said nobody knew if the movie would even be released. As the queen of the seniors, Posey improvised gems like her infamous "wipe that face off your head, bitch" line, but the set was a whirlwind of unscripted energy and clashing egos. Linklater's loose directing style meant constant changes, leaving the cast wondering if the indie flick would ever see daylight amid studio doubts. Posey later reflected on the uncertainty as part of its charm, turning potential disaster into indie gold. Without the chaos, we wouldn't have her electric presence. Number 6. Many scenes were filmed with actors who were actually high or drunk, mirroring the story. Linklater aimed for realism, so while he banned hard stuff on set, real beer flowed for the adults, and some cast members admitted to sneaking tokes between takes. Rory Cochrane, as Slater the stoner philosopher, channeled his own experiences, even hitting a gun range on mushrooms with buddies during downtime, wild behavior that blurred lines between role In reality, it added that hazy authenticity. But Linklater occasionally lost control, making the film feel like a genuine 1970s party. Number 7. Mila Jovovich was only 17. And later said she felt overwhelmed by the adult environment. As the ethereal Michelle, Jovovich navigated a set full of older actors partying hard, feeling out of place amid the drinking and hookups. Her role was slashed in editing, leaving her frustrated enough to briefly quit acting and write an unreleased song about the experience. Despite the intensity, it was her breakout, teaching her resilience in Hollywood's wild side. Linklater praised her poise, but for a teen, it was a crash course in growing up fast. Number 8. Jason London and Wiley Wiggins were frequently late to set due to partying. London, as quarterback Pink Floyd, and Wiggins, as freshman Mitch, embodied their characters a bit too well, rolling in hungover after all-night escapades in Austin. Linklater's permissive vibe encouraged it for authenticity, but it tested the schedule. Wiggins, just 14, shifted careers to video game design later, while London stuck to acting. Their tardiness added to the film's rebellious spirit, proving the cast lived the days as much as they portrayed it. Number 9. Richard Linklater let actors rewrite dialogue to sound more natural. To nail that 1970s slang, Linklater handed out era-specific mixtapes and encouraged tweaks, like McConaughey basing Wooderson on his brother or Posey's Brecht-inspired zingers. This collaborative freedom made lines pop with genuine flavor, turning scripted words into lived conversations. It was risky, some ad-libs nearly got cut, but it gave the film its effortless flow, like eavesdropping on real teens. Number 10. The studio wanted to cut most of the music budget. With classics like Aerosmith and Alice Cooper defining the era, Linklater spent a sixth of the budget on rights, battling execs who saw it as wasteful. He won, preserving the soundtrack's double platinum magic that pulses through every scene. Without those tunes, the film's nostalgic heartbeat would flatline. Linklater knew the music wasn't background. It was the soul. Number 11. The movie bombed at the box office, but became a cult classic on VHS and cable. Earning just $8 million initially, it flopped due to minimal marketing. But home video turned it viral among college kids and night owls. Quentin Tarantino hailed it as a generational touchstone, watched repeatedly across eras. Its slow burn success proved great films abide, finding fans in dorm rooms long after theaters forgot it. Number 12. McConaughey was nearly fired after his first day for being too weird. His eccentric energy clashed with expectations, but Linklater saw gold in the quirkiness, expanding the role instead. Drawing from his brother's laid-back vibe, McConaughey's weird became iconic, saving his spot and birthing Wooderson's charm. It was a close call that changed everything. Number 13. Some actors were cast off the street. Several actors were cast simply because Linklater saw him hanging out in Austin, scouting bars and streets. He spotted McConaughey at a hotel bar and others just vibing locally, prioritizing natural charisma over auditions. This street casting magic filled the screen with fresh energy, making the ensemble feel like a real crew. Number 14. The hazing scenes were toned down after actors complained they felt too real. Based on Linklater's own brutal high school memories, the paddlings caused actual bruises and emotional fallout, leading to softened takes. Parents protested too, but it captured 1970s cruelty authentically, sparking debates on whether it glorified bullying. Number 15. Renee Zellweger wasn't cast. Missing out on a speaking role, she snagged an uncredited cameo, hanging on set and sparking a romance with McConaughey. It was a near miss that still wove her into the film's legacy. Number 16. Fame didn't pay the bills. The cast remained largely broke for years after filming, despite the film's fame. Low pay and initial flop meant no quick riches. Affleck and others hustled side gigs while the cult status grew slowly. It was a harsh Hollywood lesson in patience. 17. Affleck couldn't escape O'Banion. Ben Affleck said the role followed him like a curse early in his career. O'Banion's bully image stuck, typecasting him until Good Will Hunting broke the mold. He embraced the hate, but it haunted his early days. 18. The final scene was filmed at 4 a.m. The final football scene was filmed at 4 a.m. with exhausted extras. After endless nights, the dawn shoot captured bleary authenticity, with everyone running on fumes for that euphoric close. Number 19. No sequel ever. Linklater refused to make a sequel despite studio pressure. He argued the film's magic was its single-day snapshot, rejecting cash grabs to preserve its purity. 20. Now considered one of the most accurate teen films ever. Today, Dazed and Confused is considered one of the most accurate portrayals of American teen life ever filmed. Linklater's blend of joy and cruelty, drawn from his past, resonates as a timeless mirror. Funny, flawed, and forever abiding. And there you have it, 20 weird facts that peel back the haze on Dazed and Confused, showing how a low-budget indie became a cultural phenomenon. It's a reminder that the best stories come from real chaos. Just keepin' living. If this took you back or blew your mind, drop your favorite fact in the comments. Smash that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into iconic films. What's next on your watch list? Let me know down below.